The wedding invitation from my cousin Cassandra felt like a weight in my hands, though I already knew what it would contain. The elegant script spelled out my role clearly: bridesmaid duties and assistance needed. Please coordinate with the wedding planner for tasks. Because that's what I was to them, the disappointing niece who ran a small shop instead of climbing the corporate ladder like a proper Bennett should. The family is embarrassed, according to my Aunt Miranda. Are you seriously doing this? My best friend Sophia asked, watching me stare at the cream-colored card after what happened at Thanksgiving. A Thanksgiving when my Aunt Miranda had loudly declared that some family members need to contribute more practically, when Cassandra had insisted I bring homemade dishes for 20 people, because you're so good at that domestic stuff, right, Delilah? I have to, I replied, smoothing my simple navy dress. They're still family. What they didn't know was that while they were dismissing me as just another small business owner, I was building something extraordinary. Lux & Company wasn't just any retail store, it was the cornerstone of what would become the most exclusive luxury shopping experience on the West Coast. But to them, I was just Delilah, the disappointment who'd abandoned her MBA dreams to play shopkeeper. I arrived at the bridal boutique exactly when Cassandra had summoned me, my stomach nodding as I approached the gleaming storefront. The wedding planner, hired to coordinate this elaborate affair, looked me up and down with barely concealed disdain. You must be the family helper, she said dismissively. I'm the bridesmaid, I replied. She consulted her clipboard. Right. Well, there's quite a bit of setup work needed today. I hope you cleared your schedule. I heard Cassandra's voice from the fitting area, dripping with false sweetness as she spoke to someone on the phone. Delilah handles all the little details for us, don't you, cousin? She has so much free time with her little boutique. I walked over, taking in her designer gown and the army of attendants fussing around her. Congratulations on the wedding, Cassandra. Oh good, you're here, she beamed with practiced charm. Benjamin comes from such an accomplished family. His mother is a renowned surgeon. Not that you'd understand that level of achievement. If she only knew that Dr. Patricia Thornton had been trying to get an appointment at our private shopping salon for months, that her accomplished son's family regularly discussed Lux & Company at their dinner parties without knowing who owned it. How's the little shop doing? Cassandra continued, her voice sweet as poison. Still selling trinkets to tourists? I thought about Lux & Company's private client list of A-list celebrities, tech moguls, and society mavens, about our expansion into Beverly Hills and Manhattan, about Vogue calling us the West Coast's best-kept luxury secret. It keeps me busy, I said simply. Speaking of busy, my Uncle Gregory appeared, his smile cold and calculating. We'll need someone to handle the reception setup tomorrow. Our event coordinator is overwhelmed. Since you're here anyway. Of course. Why hire proper help when they could exploit the family instead? I've already arranged for additional staff, I said. I contacted the city's premier event service when Cassandra mentioned the shortage. They both stared, clearly caught off guard. You what? Cassandra stammered. I run a luxury business, I reminded them calmly. I have connections. Seattle's top event team will be here tomorrow morning. I covered it as my wedding gift. Before they could respond, I moved toward the dress-fitting area. Let them process that unexpected turn. Inside the family gathering, the usual suspects had assembled. My Aunt Miranda is holding court near the champagne, probably bragging about her latest investment success. My cousins scattered around, comparing their corporate achievements. My parents, well, they'd kept their distance since I'd chosen entrepreneurship over the family's approved career path. Delilah, my grandfather's voice cut through the noise. Come sit with me, dear. Grandfather Miles was different. He'd built his own empire from nothing back when risk-taking wasn't fashionable. He'd also been quietly supportive of my business vision when everyone else called it foolish. Hello, grandfather, I said, kissing his weathered cheek, settling beside him on the leather sofa. How are you holding up? Better now that you're here, he patted my hand gently. I saw that article about your company in the business journal. Quite impressive. My heart stopped. You read that? He chuckled knowingly. Of course. Lux and Company, Seattle's luxury revolution. Though they kept the owner's identity mysterious, didn't they? Just called you a visionary young entrepreneur. I prefer it that way, I admitted, my voice barely above a whisper. Wise choice, he agreed. Let them underestimate you. Makes the eventual recognition more satisfying. Across the room, Cassandra was displaying her engagement ring like a trophy, surrounded by admirers. Benjamin's family has such refined taste, she gushed. They shop at only the most exclusive places. Indeed, they do, Grandfather Miles murmured, his eyes twinkling with mischief. The event staff arrived precisely on schedule, professional and discreet. Cassandra looked almost deflated that she couldn't assign me menial tasks. Well, at least you contributed something practical, Uncle Gregory sniffed as he passed our seats. Though proper wedding gifts are usually from a registry. More appropriate. Leave her be, Gregory, Grandfather Miles's voice carried unexpected steel. Some of us value genuine thoughtfulness. My phone buzzed, a text from Sophia, Beverly Hills location secured. Grand opening next month. I smiled, typing back, excellent. Schedule the celebrity preview. Business? Grandfather Miles asked with knowing eyes. Just expanding operations. Delilah, Cassandra's voice rang across the room, since you're just sitting there, could you help coordinate the centerpiece delivery? We need someone to handle the logistics. I stood slowly, feeling the weight of everyone's expectations, the familiar pattern of being treated like hired help. Actually, I said clearly, I have a conference call with our expansion team, but the professional staff I arranged will handle everything perfectly. The room fell silent. No one questioned Cassandra's requests. Conference call, my Aunt Miranda scoffed. For your little boutique? Surely that can wait. I glanced at my understated Patek Philippe watch, probably worth more than her monthly investment returns. Unfortunately, not. When you're opening multiple locations simultaneously, timing is critical. Another stunned silence. Multiple locations, my mother spoke for the first time in months. What are you talking about? Oh, haven't you heard? Grandfather Miles's voice carried pure satisfaction. Delilah's company is quite successful. Very exclusive. Even Dr. Thornton has been hoping for access to their private services. Haven't you mentioned that, Cassandra? Cassandra's face went pale. That's impossible. Benjamin's mother shops at the finest establishments. Except Lux and Company, I said quietly. She's been on our private client waiting list for 8 months. The silence became suffocating. You're lying, Cassandra finally managed. Lux and Company that's the most exclusive luxury destination in Seattle. They say you need personal recommendations just to browse. You just run a little shop. I stood, smoothing my dress with practiced grace. Believe whatever you need to, Cassandra. I have a call with our Manhattan team in 5 minutes. Grandfather, dinner soon? Absolutely, my dear. We'll celebrate your success properly. As I walked toward the exit, the main entrance this time, I heard my Aunt Miranda's strangled whisper, Manhattan team? I paused at the doorway, turning back to face my stunned family with a calm smile. Oh, and Cassandra? Do give Dr. Thornton my regards. I'd be delighted to arrange a private appointment for her. The expressions on their faces were worth more than any wedding gift I could have given. The aftermath of Cassandra's wedding rehearsal was exactly what I expected. First came the frantic online searches. I could track my family members' desperate attempts to verify my connection to Lux and Company through our website analytics. Then came the calls. Delilah, sweetheart, Uncle Gregory's voice oozed false warmth through my voicemail. We simply must discuss business opportunities. Perhaps you could show me around your establishment? Delete. Honey, my father tried next. Your mother and I have been talking. We've been too distant lately. Maybe we could visit your store sometime? Delete. Cassandra's message was my favorite. This is absolutely ridiculous, Delilah. Benjamin's mother is a respected surgeon. She doesn't wait for shopping appointments. Call me back right now. I forwarded that one to Sophia, who managed our private client services. Extend Dr. Thornton's waiting period by another 4 months, I instructed. Lux & Company had become the West Coast's most coveted luxury destination by being genuinely exclusive. Money couldn't guarantee access, connections couldn't secure appointments. We had tech billionaires on our waiting list and politely declined reality TV stars at our door. Our clientele was carefully curated artists, innovators, genuine tastemakers. Not social climbers with inherited wealth and borrowed status. Everything my family represented. 1 week after the rehearsal dinner, I sat in my private office above Lux & Company's flagship store, reviewing client applications with Sophia. Your cousin Cassandra's fiancé tried to name-drop his way into the Beverly Hills location, she reported, sliding over a security report. Claimed his family deserved special treatment. I smiled, thinking of Benjamin's desperation. His mother's medical practice served high-profile clients who were being embarrassed by their inability to access our private shopping experiences. How did our Beverly Hills team handle it? I asked, referring to our store managers. Photographed him for our declined access database. He's now permanently blacklisted from all locations. Excellent. My phone buzzed. Grandfather Miles, turn on the local news, dear. Your aunt is about to make a fool of herself. I switched on the office television just in time to see Aunt Miranda being interviewed at a charity luncheon. Of course, our family has access to Lux & Company, she was saying with smug confidence. My niece actually runs their little operation. That's fascinating, Mrs. Bennett, the reporter interrupted, because Lux & Company's management just confirmed that no member of your family has ever been granted private client status. They were quite definitive about that. The camera captured Miranda's face crumpling before she could recover. Well, I meant we're in discussions about. They also mentioned that the Bennett family has been permanently removed from consideration due to repeated attempts to circumvent their application process. I sipped my coffee, savoring Miranda's very public humiliation. Our PR team was masterful at protecting our brand integrity. Your family's having quite the week, Sophia observed with amusement. Your Uncle Gregory tried to threaten legal action for discrimination. I laughed genuinely. How did that work out? Our legal team, which includes several former federal judges, by the way, explained that being entitled isn't grounds for a lawsuit. My phone buzzed again. Cassandra, this time, you're destroying my wedding. Benjamin's family is questioning everything because they can't shop at your pretentious store. His mother is mortified. Fix this immediately. I typed back, employee discount applications are available online. She didn't find the humor in it. The next morning, my parents appeared at Lux & Company's main entrance during business hours, a bold gesture considering they'd barely acknowledged my success until now. I'm sorry, our doorman informed them professionally, the store is by appointment only. We're the owner's parents, my mother declared with false authority. The owner left specific instructions regarding family members, he replied smoothly. You're welcome to submit an application through our website. My father's face flushed red with indignation. This is outrageous. The application process typically takes 18 months, our doorman continued with practiced politeness. Though previous rejections may extend that timeline. I watched through our security cameras as they stood there experiencing what it felt like to be turned away, to be told they weren't qualified, to be reduced to filling out forms like everyone else. Justice had a beautiful sense of timing. The following week, I received an update on my wedding invitation. The reception venue had been changed to Lux & Company's private event space. They didn't even contact us, Sophia said, showing me Cassandra's social media announcement. Just assumed they could book our most exclusive venue. I picked up my phone and dialed Cassandra's number. She answered before the first ring finished. Finally. We need to finalize the reception details. Benjamin's mother insists on. Lux & Company is not available for your wedding reception, I interrupted calmly. What? But we already sent the updated invitations. Benjamin's colleagues are finally taking him seriously. You can't. And yet I am. Perhaps the hotel ballroom would suit you better. I hear they're much more accommodating. This is because of the bridesmaid thing, isn't it? She accused, her voice rising. You're still resentful about helping with wedding preparations. No, Cassandra. This is about consequences. You've treated me like unpaid help for years. Now you're discovering what exclusion feels like. We're family. Family doesn't exploit their relatives for free labor. Family doesn't dismiss each other's achievements. Family shows mutual respect. I'll expose you as the owner, she threatened desperately. I'll ruin your precious mystery brand. I smiled, genuinely amused. Please do. We're going public with the story next week anyway. Local entrepreneur builds luxury empire while family treats her like hired help. I'm sure the media will find it fascinating. She hung up abruptly. The story broke exactly as planned. Lux & Company's mysterious founder revealed as the same niece that Cassandra's family had treated like unpaid help. The business press devoured it. Luxury empire built by family's disappointing relative. From wedding helper to West Coast retail queen. Bennett family blacklisted from niece's billion-dollar business. Grandfather Miles hosted a celebration dinner at his estate, just the two of us, raising our glasses to vindication and irony. Your Aunt Miranda had to step down from the hospital foundation board, he informed me with obvious delight. Apparently, being publicly exposed as someone who couldn't access Lux & Company was too mortifying for a supposed tastemaker. Dr. Thornton had to explain to her medical colleagues why her future daughter-in-law's cousin refused her family access to the most exclusive shopping experience in Seattle, I added with satisfaction. And Cassandra moved her reception to the Fairmont, where she belongs. We clinked our crystal glasses with genuine celebration. A month later, I stood in Lux & Company's flagship store, watching as Reese Witherspoon browsed our curated collection while Oprah's stylist waited for a private consultation. Our Manhattan location was opening next week, and Beverly Hills the week after. My phone buzzed with a text from Cassandra, "People keep mentioning your store at every event. This is mortifying." I typed back, "Employee applications are always available online." She didn't respond. Lux & Company continued expanding. We opened locations in Aspen, the Hamptons, and Palm Beach, each one more exclusive than the last, each one with a permanent no Bennett family policy. My parents attempted reconciliation one final time. They sent a formal letter through their attorney, "Dear Delilah, we acknowledge our mistakes. Your remarkable success has made us realize we misjudged your potential. Perhaps we could meet to discuss repairing our relationship. We're prepared to respect whatever boundaries you establish." I responded with a copy of the email they'd sent when I chose entrepreneurship. "We're disappointed in your choices. Don't expect family support for this risky venture. Please don't contact us until you're ready to be realistic about your future." They understood the message clearly. Last week, Cassandra's wedding photos graced the society pages. The Fairmont looked elegant enough, but everyone recognized it as her backup choice. The article mentioned that her original venue, Lux & Company's private event space, had declined to host the celebration. The company's founder, it noted, who happens to be the bride's cousin, refused to comment on the rejection, though sources suggested it related to the family's history of treating certain relatives as household staff. Yesterday, I approved construction plans for our newest location. It's being built directly across from the Fairmont Hotel. Private clients only. Invitation required. No Bennett's welcome. Sometimes the sweetest success isn't proving them wrong, it's succeeding so completely that their opinions become irrelevant. At least not to family members who confused kindness with servitude. But if they're truly desperate for access, well, I hear our stockroom always needs organizing.